Will you sing the song?
Sunshine, I have me sunshine. You have me happy. Last time it rained. My sunshine, away.
Oh my, Nicholas, you are the best.
Awesome.
That was amazing.
You're so great.
So I just got a text from Mrs. Harrison that there's bagels on the porch. Here they are. Pretty awesome. Did you work this out ahead of time, or is Mrs. Harrison just the bagel fairy now?
She's a bagel fairy.
She just delivers.
She had to go over the bridge to get some things at school today, and she said, I might go to the bagel shop.
And just said, well, the Savokas might want some bagels?
Yes.
How does this play? This neighborhood's the best.
I don't know.
Awesome.
Isn't it?
Yep. Nikki, you are so skinny. You lost so much weight. You need to talk about that, man. That boy's down the pounds. Honey, can you call the dog? So,
Kiera.
today's Thursday, right? Okay. At 11, we have two things today. At 11 o'clock, you're staying home with Dad. Stay home. We have Dad homeschool. And at 11 o'clock, we have OT. Okay? Look. 11 o'clock we have OT, and then what's that say? PT at 12.
Come on.
So we have OT and PT today.
He's okay.
Okay?
He's okay.
Okay. All right, awesome. We're gonna have a lot of fun. All right? Nick, you like Johnny's hair?
No, we don't.
What?
No, we did. No, we did.
No, leave it. What is he talking about?
He's just trying to mess around so he doesn't do it. He's trying to...
Ew.
Give me a hug.
No, we did. No, we did.
It's not fair. I don't have nice big furry hair. You guys get all the. I want that. Isn't that fun, Nick?
No, we do.
What is he, Johnny? What is he concerned about? That the pencil case being out?
No, it's the thumbtack things. He just doesn't like it like that.
Okay, so let's fix it.
Hey. Hi. Go ahead. No, it's not zipped up anymore. It's buttoned up now.
Okay, that's fine. Come on, let's do the marching. Let's get started.
Sure.
Everybody's marching.
How you marching? Good job.
Great job, Nick.
3, 4, 9, 10.
Nice.
Good job.
Good job, Nick. Way to go.
That's it. I like how you're grasping it.
Very good.
That's good. I could say he's gonna achieve that goal.
That was excellent, Nick. You know what? And he kind of self-corrected. He went through one loop and then redid it.
I think he needs help lining up.
Yep, my fault. Okay, I'm sorry. Good
It's
catch.
okay.
Great job.
Cheated.
Oh, he's right there.
Good job, Nick.
That was like almost a no look. That's a great job, Nick.
Look.
No. Hello. How are you? What are you doing? You getting an ice cube? Oh, you getting the yogurt. How are you, mister? You happy? I love that. Are you playing with Johnny? Stop taking my phone, Nick. Please, come on. Bring it back. Please bring it back. God! Daddy! What are you? Nicky, is Rocky taking a nap? Oh, no, he's awake.
Nap?
Nick, it looks like Rocky's taking a nap. How are you doing, handsome? How you doing, big boy?
No school.
No school. You stay home with Daddy.
Okay.
All right. You want to come downstairs?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
The Sonic movie?
Sure. Sonic movie, of course. You got another player in here, huh? It looks like. Kiera came to lay with you too? Is that the case? So I was just walking by and this This little beauty caught my eye. I don't know if you can see that. That would be dog slobber. Now, I mean, that's high. That's at least 5 feet off the ground. I mean, I know my dogs are big. That means that was like a spray action. That was like when Rocky shakes his head around and those big lips go flying side to side. That's what that is. So the Great Danes are awesome, but you got to have the stomach for this kind of thing. Rocky likes your leg on him, huh? That is hilarious. You don't mind, huh, big boy? You one happy lad right now, huh? Right? I saw what you did to the TV down there, mister. Pretty nasty. All right, we're heading downstairs soon, Nick. Okay? Mommy's going to come down soon, too. Awesome. What are you doing, you crazy kid? Why are you laying on the floor, you nut? I hear that bell. That means the refrigerator's open. You left the refrigerator open. Would you please go close the refrigerator? I hear the bell. You hear it too. Can you go close the refrigerator door, please? You and your team? I love you. Shannon, let me just say it smells scrumptious in here. Oh, we have some meatballs going on. Great. That's exciting. Some pepperoni pizza, leftover pepperoni pizza for Nick James.
Yep.
Some pasta going.
Yes.
Some sauce.
Yes.
And now every time I say sauce, I'm very self-conscious of it now.
Why?
Why? Because people like to talk about it.
Well, sauce and coffee.
Sauce and coffee.
Listen.
So I'm not really self-conscious about the way we say sauce or coffee, so please feel free to comment. In fact, I love reading the comments that say something about the way we talk. We're very unique here on Long Island, and we're proud to be from Long Island, right? Right, Miss Shannon?
And I love my sauce and coffee.
That's right. All right, so I know this isn't a cooking video night, but it's really leftover night. The only thing that we just made tonight was the actual pasta, the sauces from Sunday. When did we grill the vegetables, Shannon? On Sunday as well?
Yes.
No, wait a minute. What's today? Today's Thursday. We didn't.
You did it yesterday.
Oh, I did them yesterday.
Yeah, we did those yesterday. And when did we do the sauce?
Sunday.
But we froze the sauce and we just defrosted. So, but here's what I'm going to do. I just got inspired because I saw the vegetables. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some tomato sauce, get this a little bit more wet, and I'm going to add some vegetables. Honey, hold the camera for me. I'm trying to do this with one hand. It's not working out.
Yeah, love to.
I'm going to take some of these vegetables, throw them on top. Now, I'm going to put some fresh mozzarella on top of that. That I just chopped. Alright, we're just going to throw this in under the broiler, get that cheese melted. That's going to be delicious. Set the joint on fire. I decided I'm going to eat it right out of this baking dish. And I put a couple of basil leaves on it, and I put some grated Romano cheese on there. It looks pretty beautiful. Okay. All right, so this is going to be something a little bit different. We're going to do a little, I don't want to say, it's not an interview, but just like a conversation. I've written down a bunch of topics, and Shannon hasn't seen them, and so we're going to talk it out and see.
It's like a quiz.
It's not a quiz, I promise.
Mr. Savoca.
Actually, now that I say that, so first of all, I had one comment, one viewer say, the way she wrote, she had "and" in the comment several times, and at the end she wrote, "I'm sorry about all the ands." And I wrote back, "Is that because I'm a teacher?" You know,
Definitely.
I'm not judging for grammar, just to let everybody know that. Anyway, so you said, it's funny you said, "Is this going to be a quiz?" And so I have a couple of things right here at the beginning just to try to, make everything nice and chill. So the first thing is, Do you remember? Do you remember when we met? Do you remember the day we met?
Yes.
You do. Okay, great. Where were we?
In the pizza place. D's
Really?
Pizza.
What was I wearing?
The black and white checkered pants and a D's t-shirt.
An apron, I guess. I guess that was
Probably
what was
an
I wearing?
apron.
That was pretty easy. Well, I remember too. You were wearing an army jacket. I remember.
My grandfather's.
Yes, you had much longer hair. Okay, fine. That
Yes.
was a little icebreaker. You passed. Very good.
I'm gonna
All right. Of all the dogs that we've had
Oh,
over the past 20 years,
yeah.
do you have a favorite?
No. I can't do that. It's like saying you have a favorite child.
You have a favorite.
I can't say that. I'm not gonna answer.
You have a favorite dog?
D. All the above.
You know, I was really hoping that. I hate to say it. I was really hoping that you would say, you know, Buddy or Summer or
No.
whoever, and I could be like, oh my God, how could you love one of the dogs more?
No.
All right, great answer.
Sorry.
Here's another easy one.
Okay.
Do you think we have heavy Long Island accents?
Yeah.
Well, here's what I can tell you. There are people in my life that I make fun of because of their Long Island accents. But now everybody is like listening to us saying
I think we
coffee
do.
and sauce.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess to the rest of the world.
Yes, and I think it depends on your own person. We're very, I don't want to say dramatic, but we give a lot.
We give a lot.
So I think we are. Yeah.
All right. So on to some heavier stuff.
Oh boy.
And this is really from some of the comments about, you know, the background as far as, you know, Nick's diagnosis and all of that. So we're reversing a long ways. So when Nick was diagnosed, I remember you called me. I was playing golf with your dad, and you called me and told me about his diagnosis, and you were very upset. And do you remember?
No.
You don't remember that phone call?
No.
Okay. What'd you think first? Because he was so young. He was only 2. He was only 2 years old, and he wasn't talking yet. But Johnny didn't really talk either.
Right.
And so I didn't know what to think, frankly. What were you thinking? I mean, did you believe it? Did you?
Okay, so I'll be honest. I was home, obviously, with the neuropsychologist who came to do the evaluation.
Thank you.
And when he sat back, first he asked what we both did, and he knew I was a hospice nurse, so he talked about his wife who was terminally ill.
Mm-hmm.
And he did this whole assessment on Nick. He was there for a long time, and then he sat back and said, well, your son is autistic.
You don't think it was the way you're saying that's very blunt, was he very...
It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible.
He didn't warm you up to the idea that he could have that kind of disability? He just...
No, so I said, in an hour from a couple of tests, this is what you're grasping?
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, and it's probably severe. I don't know if he'll ever talk.
But that's what he told you at 2 years old? Oh my God.
He wasn't even 2. He was only 18 months old. He was not even 2. And I only called early intervention because Johnny didn't talk.
Right.
So
Hi!
I figured that let's get started on Nick's speech
Right.
therapy because I thought he just wasn't going to talk.
Right, exactly. That's what I kind of thought too, that it was just going to be an evaluation so that you can hear us. That it was just going to be an evaluation so that Nick could get speech the same way Johnny did, because Johnny didn't speak. Johnny was in kindergarten and couldn't say Savoca. Couldn't say his last name.
I sent him to kindergarten without being able to say his whole name.
Right.
Or his address.
Right, exactly. So, hey Nick, how you doing, handsome?
He's in here dancing.
Oh my God. You so
You're
happy?
happy tonight. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a big deal. So he comes in, Nicholas gets diagnosed. You tell me about it, and I have to tell you. I take that back. I wasn't golfing. I was golfing with Mike Barbo, and I remember him being really, really annoyed, and then I got really annoyed, and he was annoyed with the idea that maybe that he's being overdiagnosed, that there's just so many diagnoses coming out at this point, and that's this whole field that's emerging, that that there'd be some type of benefit or financial benefit to develop this whole industry if we continue to
Right,
diagnose
all these kids.
And there was a piece of me that believed that, and so I certainly didn't believe it from day one. I have to say that I did not think that he was any more disabled than Johnny was at that point, frankly.
And if you remember, Nick had multiple ear infections. So I took him to the pediatric ENT, and he was absolutely amazing. He's a father of 5 kids. And I walked in there and I just started crying. I had Nick on my lap and I said, the doctor told me that he's autistic and he can't hear and blah, blah, blah. So
I thought that's what it might have been too.
Right. So he put the tubes in his ears. We did hearing tests. He walked me to the hearing room. He was absolutely amazing. And afterwards he said, he's too young to figure that out. Don't listen to that guy. He's too young. We don't know this yet.
Right.
And I remember he was so kind to me, and I was just sitting there crying with Nick on my lap.
Cheese.
Yeah.
So I thought he was wrong, and the guy turned out to be like spot on correct.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Kind of amazing. So that was 18 months. And then I guess it really came to be much more real over the next year, because now he's 2, he's 3, he's 4.
It's tough.
And then his autism behaviors really started to be blatantly clear.
And I tried to put him in a regular preschool to prove that he wasn't. I don't know if you remember that. I tried to put him into the local preschool, and I brought him and I dropped him off, and he cried, just like Johnny did. And they called me in 15 minutes and said, he can't stay here.
Yeah.
He was like on the floor, rubbing the carpet, just crying.
And that was the point too, where he was like, he was doing all the he wasn't playing with the other kids. He wasn't making eye contact. He was just doing parallel play, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, my phone just dinged. So I guess at that point, it probably was 6 months to a year after that diagnosis that we really started to, say
come
this
to grips.
Yeah. I think it was anyway for me.
And accept it, sure.
Yeah.
But that opens a big conversation that I think all parents go through. It's called grief.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that none of us talk about. And because I'm a hospice nurse and I'm surrounded by amazing coworkers, social worker said to me one day, how do you deal with it? How are you grieving? And I looked at her and I went, what the hell are you talking about? What am I grieving?
Yeah.
And she said, you're grieving what your expectations were.
Right.
You lost that baby, that you look at your baby and you're like, oh, he's going to be an NFL player.
Right.
Look at the size of his back. Look at the size of his calves when he was little, right?
Yeah,
he's going to be the smartest boy in the world. He's going to be this. He's going to be that. And we all do it. But if you don't allow yourself to say, wow, I lost this piece, I don't think you get past that.
Wow, that's like such a profound... it's funny. I know we must have had that conversation, but I don't think I grieve well, frankly. I try to just push forward, I suppose.
Yeah, I think we both do. But you did do it.
Yeah.
You had to.
No, of course, because obviously, right, you got to come to grips with the whole idea that life is probably not going to be what you thought.
Nope.
Right? And all those milestones and events and things are going to be different.
And it was, for you and I,
in fact,
it was very tough.
It's funny, as I say it, and I don't really feel it sometimes, Like, I don't think that kind of... I think about the fact that his life is different, and I guess I must have grieved it already, because I've totally accepted what I think his future is going to look like, and I have really high hopes for how his contribution here.
Right.
And I know he's here for a purpose, and that he has an assignment here. But the whole typical journey that folks take, as far as school and college and
career and marriage and all of those things, I guess I did go through that grieving process because that isn't something that I feel bad about now. I don't look at Nick and I certainly don't say poor me, but I guess it's part of the reason that, going back to that other topic from yesterday about, treating everybody equally, I do think about the fact that his journey is going to be so much different, and that the people are not going to just come or be on his path like they will for John. I feel like I need to walk with him.
Of course, but I feel like Nicholas will always have us. He'll always have Johnny.
Yeah.
And the other piece is that, Nicholas has awesome cousins. He's very close to his cousins. They all love him. Your sister's kids are amazing. My brother's kids are amazing.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to go away.
No, they won't. No, absolutely. No, the kids are amazing. He's going to
Absolutely.
always have those people in his life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried about that at all. All right. So, we talked about Nick's diagnosis. What do we think first? Now, and brought up the whole grieving topic. That was great. I didn't anticipate that. So, so the next thing I wanted to talk about was like how
It was a pop quiz.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about like how life changed for us then, right? And even now, right? So I just broke it up into like career, friends, and family. So when Nick's diagnosis took place, there was that whole, I guess, acceptance period for us because it wasn't so blatant like it is with some other kids. Frankly, he just wasn't speaking, and so obviously, we weren't ready to buy into it just immediately. But when we finally accepted, all right, this is the deal. Our journey's going to be different. What happened with your career? Like as far as goals and. First of all, what were you doing? I'm sorry. At that point, you weren't with hospice yet, right?
I was, and I worked per diem.
Right.
Only 2 days a week because Nick had so many services and it was so much to take care of him. It was exhausting.
Right.
And I hate to say it. I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad, but my goals were put on hold.
Right.
Hence the reason why I'm in college at 43.
Right.
But
at that point, did you want to do something different with your career, or were you more like, all right, this, I have 2 little kids. Let's pay the mortgage. Let's try to have some fun, not fun, but a good family life. And
no, if you remember, Nikki was just diagnosed with autism, and they asked me to be a manager, and I politely declined.
I do remember that, yeah.
Because I knew it was too much for our family.
Right.
I wanted it.
Right.
But it wasn't appropriate. Nick comes first.
Right. Right. And so at that point, when Nick was already diagnosed, I was working on my
master's.
No, I had my master's at that point. I was working on my school administration certification.
And your dad lived with us.
And my dad lived with us. That's right. Wow.
Yeah.
Or had I finished it?
No, you were still going away on the weekends
right.
to see.
Right, exactly. It was but I guess it took a little bit of time because I got the administration degree. Mm-hmm. I wanted to become a school principal, and then I just decided, what am I doing? I felt spread so thin. I felt like, you guys really needed me here, right? And that whole learning curve of getting into a new career was just
inappropriate timing.
Yes, it didn't feel right. Didn't feel good, right?
Right.
And then we had the entertainment company. We had a DJ entertainment company for 20 years, which Johnny's doing now. And it was really busy, obviously, and we did have aspirations on growing that to a much greater degree than we did. Mm-hmm. And that took a long time to let go of.
Yeah.
right? That took a lot of years to let
I only
go
started
of.
working full time 4 years ago, or
Yes.
5 years ago.
Right. I was working pretty much every weekend. I worked during the week, and then I worked all weekend.
Yeah.
You know, and if we had one day off, it was a lot. And in hindsight, I have to be honest, not that I have regret. I don't know if I would do it the same way. You know. Friends. So
Friends are tough.
at that point, we had a lot of friends with kids around the same age.
Very social.
We were very social, right? A lot of barbecues, a lot of friends' houses.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts?
I think you have friends who understand, and I think you have friends that don't understand. And it's okay not to keep the friends that don't understand.
And when you say the friends don't understand, what's the difference between a friend that understands and a friend that doesn't understand?
A friend that understands is going to stop whatever they're doing to make sure that you and your family are okay, that they're comfortable, especially if we're out in a public event. They help.
Yeah.
They give a helping hand, whether they bring you a plate of food, whether they bring you a drink, whether they take your kid for 15 minutes and go run in the yard somewhere.
Right.
That's a friend that helps.
Yeah.
A friend that doesn't help or that doesn't understand is somebody. I had a hard time with some of my friends saying, well, what's wrong with him? Why is he screaming like that?
Yeah.
I remember being at a party and I left.
Yeah.
I picked him up and left.
Oh my God, he used to scream.
Yeah. We took 2 cars to parties. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Because Johnny has the social gene.
Yeah.
And he'd get so upset, and one of us would get upset. So we just decided to take 2 cars everywhere.
Yeah.
And one of us would have to go home with him.
Yeah. Yes, I thought, I agree with you. There were friends that were understood. And then because you have a lot of friends too. When you're in a big circle, it's kind of like high school where you're like really close with some of them and you kind of know other ones, but you still get invited everywhere, and then everybody's showing up with all of their kids. And so I think those people, like on the outside of the circle, they were gone pretty quick,
Right.
frankly. And my thing was like, I don't need you to help me with anything. Obviously, I don't want you to ask me questions that are going to make us all feel uncomfortable. But my thing was like, you're still kind of inviting me to do things that I can't do.
Mm.
That was my big thing. My kid can't, I can't disappear for 12 hours. No, I can't go away for the weekend, right?
Right.
I'm getting all charged up on that one, But that's what it was like.
All right, but flip the script and say that we have one specific family who is absolutely amazing with Nicholas, who is...
Yeah, Mikey and Diana, the Crompiers.
Right.
They're the best in the world.
Right. And if, we need them,
No, they are
running.
They are amazing. I'm not trying to like paint the picture that we don't have any friends. I mean, I'm kind of looking back at the time when the kids were little.
Mm.
Now that the kids are big.
It's very dark.
It's just a blur. I don't know how we made it.
I don't know either.
Yes, and so the friends thing changed a lot. There was first of all, we did everything together. I never felt like it was okay for me to leave you alone with both kids ever. It was I always
felt
said
the same way.
Yeah, it was. I always felt as though Nicholas was a two-person operation, right? And then when Johnny was home, we were playing man-to-man. It was almost like 3-on-2. We needed another set of hands always.
Absolutely.
And so and then I'm working all the time, and so the idea that I was going to just go like do some stuff, some me time, just wasn't going to happen. And so, this piece you might find interesting. Shannon and I haven't been, and my special needs parents probably will get this. We have been, and we really like each other's company too, by the way. At least I like her company. I think she likes mine. We have been away alone overnight. I can count on one hand how many times since Nicholas has been born, and he's 15. And we've never been away, ever, for more than 2 nights. Have we ever been away 2 nights? No, 2 nights. Yes, we were, when we went to Puerto Rico with Mikey and Diana.
Oh, yeah.
We went to Puerto Rico for the weekend.
Friday and Saturday night.
Friday and Saturday night. That was one time. No, and then we went to Montauk with the Burns for the weekend. That's probably 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And that was 2 nights too. Right? Was that 2 nights or was that 1 night? It might have been 1 night.
I don't even remember.
Well, anyway, so that's kind of what's happened with our social life, right? And I'm sure a lot of our special needs parents can identify with these challenges. But, you know...
And you can't just get the babysitter.
Oh my God. Oh, I didn't even have that written down.
The other piece
Get
that bothers
the
me,
babysitter
get
talk.
the babysitter talk really bothers me.
Yeah. Just get a babysitter.
Yeah. We've had some
Shannon,
some weddings.
Can't you just get a babysitter?
No, the weddings piss me off.
So weddings are always a challenge. We've been to, how many weddings have we been to since Nick's been born? None.
None, because we don't have a babysitter that we can leave him with.
Have we been to a wedding in 15 years?
Brian and Jamie's.
Where were the kids? How'd we do that? Gina?
No. No. Ashley across the street stayed, but we had to come back. Because Nikki was freaking out.
So events like weddings that are typically all day long events, you can't just
do
it. Our special needs parents know, but if there's people out there watching without special needs children, you cannot leave for 8 hours. I mean, you have to have somebody who really understands how to handle, every situation, right? And we just started, on that note too. Thank God for Johnny, obviously. I mean, somebody, commented, a handful of people commented about that we're blessed, which we are, and thankful every day. That
except for today. His laundry.
We weren't thankful today. That Johnny can watch Nicholas and take care of him, which is pretty amazing.
I'm not leaving Johnny overnight with Nicholas.
No!
We leave him for a couple of hours.
Tops.
Like go out to dinner or go on the kayak.
Right.
That's what we're talking about.
I guess the longest we've left John with Nick is 4 hours.
Maybe, yeah.
When I had that music event. That's probably the longest.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise it's out to dinner and we're back.
Right.
And thank God for Johnny. But, it's not as if we can leave Johnny, with him. And forget about like having, some kid down the block,
No.
You can't just get somebody's kid to come watch him. So people understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Family. How to change with family. So Dad was living with us.
Yeah.
When Nick was diagnosed.
He was very sick.
That was a challenge. And he wasn't like bedridden or anything, he wasn't not when Nick was born. He was still there, but his health was failing. He had diabetes and all kinds of complications that went along with that. But he wanted to help a lot, I remember, with Nick, and he just wasn't able to.
Right.
And we were like,
yeah.
Do you remember he watched him for like
5 minutes.
5 minutes. And this was not his fault.
No.
That was not his fault. But my dad, who just wanted to help, he would beg us to help with Nicholas. And within under 5 minutes, Nicholas fell down and hit his head on the hinge of a door. Which is
the weirdest thing.
He still has the scar.
Oh my God, poor Dad.
I felt so bad for him.
Thank God Nick is a boy.
Yep. And my mom lives in Florida. She comments on all the videos. Love you, Mom. But so her role was the same. Mom lives down in Florida.
Yeah.
I guess the point is that I just feel profoundly blessed. I know that God has me here on assignment. I know that God brought you to me.
Saved you.
He did save me. And that Nicholas is here on assignment as well.
Yeah.
And that he's here to add to the world, and look how much he's taught us, and look how close he's made our family, and look how much he has helped develop John.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
What's going on, mister? Don't even think about trying to take my phone, because I can see it, I can feel it coming already. Hey, how are you so happy tonight? Look at that beautiful smile. You're so handsome. What are you watching? Can I see? You want to see? Do that again. Let me hear you do that.
Are you watching, Nikki? You're watching Toy Story.
To
Infinity
and beyond.
Nikki, can we say bye-bye?
Bye.
God bless you. We love you. And we'll see you next time.